Hello, young artists. This is Mr. Smith with another art story for you today. This one is called Me on the Map, and it was written by Joan Sweeney, and this version of the book was illustrated by Qin Leng. Now, this story is all about this little girl here, and she is an artist. She's a map maker, or what we could call a cartographer. A cartographer is a map maker, a map artist. So let's see about where she is on the map. Me on the Map by Joan Sweeney, illustrated by Qin Leng. This is me. This is me in my room. This is a map of my room. This is me on the map of my room. Check out the way she took the details of the furniture and shelves and the things that are in her room, and she showed them in her map, like we're looking down from the ceiling. This is my house. This is a map of my house. This is my room on the map of my house. Notice how she took her house and she turned it into kind of a rectangle or box shape to show where her room, her parents' room, the living room, the kitchen and dining area is in her house. This is my street. This is a map of my street. This is my house on the map of my street. So she lives on Oak Street, and she labeled her house my house. So we know that's her house in her map. It's also the same color as her own house, so we can tell exactly where it is. This is my town. This is a map of my town. This is my street on the map of my town. So she lives in a town called Pleasant Grove, and we can see her town has a river and like a big school building or a big official building, and it's got different streets and roads. And we can see that in her map over here as well. There's this big official building from the town. There's the river and the bridge and all the different streets with the little houses, just like in her actual town. This is my state. This is a map of my state. So she lives in the state of Kansas, and there is a little red dot for Pleasant Grove near Topeka, Kansas, and we can see this big shape for the state of Kansas. This is my town on the map of my state. Right there's Pleasant Grove, right? This is my country, the United States of America. So here's a picture of a bunch of places from the United States of America. We've got the Golden Gate Bridge and the Space Needle in Seattle and Washington, D.C., and the palm trees of the coast, and New York City, and the farms of the Midwest, and Mount Rushmore, and the Red Rock country of our state, Utah. So all these different places, all the different places of the United States. This is a map of my country. This is my state on the map of my country. So there she is pointing to Kansas, where she lives on the map of the United States. This is my world. It is called Earth. It looks like a giant ball. If you could unroll the world and make it flat, it would look something like this map of the world. This is my country on the map of the world. So here's America, this pink shape over here, in the continent of North America on the map of the Earth. And there she is sitting with her art supplies out and her atlas and her map, making her maps in her bedroom. So here's how I find my special place on the map. First, I look at the map of the world and find my country. There she is pointing at America. Then I look at the map of my country and find my state. So she's looking for Kansas on the map of the United States. Then I look at the map of my state and find my town. So there's Pleasant Grove on the map of Kansas. Then I look at the map of my town and find my street. So she's pointing up here at Oak Street. And on my street, I find my house. And in my house, I find my room. And in my room, I find me. Just think. In rooms, in houses, on streets, in towns and countries all over the world, everybody has their own special place on the map. Just like me. Just like me on the map. And there she is with a picture she made of her in her house. Her art supplies out. And here she is in her bedroom with all the maps that she's making and the maps that she's looking at to make her artwork. And then at the back of the book, there's a spot where you could write in your information, like your name, what street do you live on, what town, state, and country do you live in. And it's got a picture of all her art supplies for making her maps, like her rulers and pencils and ink and erasers and tape and paper clips and all different kinds of tools. So I really like that story because I really enjoy making maps. I hope that you guys enjoyed that story as well, and I will see you all again very soon for another art story.